This song is off my new EP called As Someone Else, You Embrace the Moment in Us.
Awesome.
And it is called Embrace. Your first thought is to look for a window or a door. 'Cause if you have to get out soon, you know which way to go. You've unpacked all your clothes, unlocked all the doors, opened all the windows, to let everybody know. More escapes, all about embrace. More escapes, it's all about embrace. Embrace. Embrace.
Embrace by Tender Mercy, live from a basement on a hill. That was a song off of your new EP, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That's exciting. I want to talk more about that. But first, who would you say like your biggest musical influences?
I think that's a multi-tiered question.
Yeah.
I would say my biggest influence would probably be a musician known primarily as a producer.
Okay.
But he releases solo albums also. His name is Daniel Lanois, and
Okay.
he's from Canada. Don't hold that against him. Yeah, I heard him back when VH1 played videos.
Okay.
And it was more like an adult station. They
Yeah.
played like adult. I shouldn't say adult videos. It makes it sound like
Yeah.
but it wasn't for the, it was more like adult contemporary type,
Okay. Yeah.
At least that's how they started out. I was flipping through the channels. Actually, my dad was flipping through the channels on the TV, and he landed on VH1 inadvertently because he wasn't a musical person. I mean, he liked Frank Sinatra and Ronnie Milsap, stuff like that. But he wouldn't watch VH1.
Yeah.
So he landed on that, and I heard just like this snippet, like
nice.
a couple seconds, and I was like, and he kept going and looking for something. He was more into sports. He was.
I was gonna say looking for the football.
Yeah, well, he came by it honestly. He played sports most of his life, and he was an official for the NFL for about 10 years.
Oh wow!
So yeah, he was pretty serious about it.
Cool.
Not serious enough to push his children to do it. He's actually very smart that way.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was looking for the sports, and he landed on this, and he kept going. And I was like, hey, just a second, go back to that for a second. So he goes back, and I think it was a documentary, like maybe a 5-minute documentary on Daniel Waugh had just put out his first solo album. And what struck me is, if you listen to his first solo album, it's like if you take all the really good parts, the good sonic parts of U2, and then put them on have somebody else sing them, it's kind of what you're getting.
Nice.
So I was like, that's amazing. Like, that's totally great. So I went out and bought the album the next day, and I don't think I totally like. It's probably one of my all-time favorite albums, if not my all-time favorite. But it took a while for it to sink in that far, or that far up, I should say. To the top of the list.
Well, it's awesome. It only took like 3 seconds for you to for it to catch your ear. And
that is cool.
Totally. And he did he produced, played on, and wrote a lot of the songs on an Emmylou Harris album called Wrecking Ball, which is about to get reissued here in the next, I think, month or so. But he was kind of like the primary architect behind that.
Awesome.
And I heard that, and I was just like, it might as well be one of his albums.
Yeah. I'll have to check him out because I'm not familiar. I don't know if you are.
I've not heard of him.
Yeah. So if you had to give yourself a genre, what genre would you give yourself? That's always a hard question too.
It is. I would say knee-jerk reaction would probably be like pseudo-folk ambient.
Yeah.
Ambient folk. There's a couple. I'm trying to think. Matt Taylor from Plastic Bubble came up with one that was really good. Oh, contemplative wave.
Okay.
Which I thought was like,
people come up with
I like that.
Yeah, and I came up with post-meditative.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those all I could definitely.
I can see those.
I love the genres. That's why I asked that question, because people come up with the most awesome.
We've gotten some good ones.
Awesome genres. So you said you used to play punk. How did you get into the type of music you play now, and when did you see that kind of evolving?
I guess it was an evolution of sorts. When when you're playing punk, you're young and you're angry.
Yeah.
And
angst.
yeah. Which it's great for that. It's totally amazing. I didn't realize it at the time, but looking back, it's like that's exactly what I should have been doing.
Yeah.
I think it just evolved from that. It was just like, I'm just not that angry anymore. If I am, it's just I don't express it through music anymore. Just a natural mellowing. I think a lot of it had to do with, I heard a band called Low back in the mid 90s, and I was like, what? It was in the middle of I'd gotten into punk before the whole Nirvana thing, but it was probably 95. Everything was loud and everything was crazy, and then I heard these guys, and I was like, it's like a feather hitting the ground. I was like, this is the greatest thing I ever heard. They're one of my, talking about influence, they're one of my all-time favorites for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's funny. We actually, Tall Squares played a show at, were you there for that?
I was there.
Okay, So
totally.
we ended up Salvatore Rex from...
you guys did Dinosaur Act.
Yeah, well, it was funny because...
Salvatore Rex had done Murderer.
Yeah, and because we were talking to them before the show, and they're like, we're going to play this Low song, and we're like, is it gonna be Dinosaur Act? And they're like, no, because that's my favorite. That's I don't know. Me and our drummer Ryan kind of have this connection on that song. We both just love that song.
Yeah.
And so we started playing it, and Salvatore got up and started singing, and it was a lot of fun.
I got a picture from that in my phone.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
That was a very awesome bonding experience.
It was nice.
With a band that you've actually, never met before and been together on a song that everyone kind of knows. Well, for the most part, I guess.
Well, we all knew it.
I guess I can't speak for other people now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
I don't think too many other people there aside from me knew it.
Yeah. I take that back completely. Those on stage and various few in the audience, maybe. Let's say that. So has singing always come naturally to you? You have an awesome singing voice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Kind of you to say. I didn't start singing until when did I start singing? Probably one of the third or fourth band I played guitar in, maybe second band I played guitar in. And that was a lot of yelling and screaming. And, but yeah, that's another thing too, talking about evolving, going from bass to guitar and then guitar to singing and playing guitar. And it was just kind of opening up for me, kind of what they'll say, what a lot of people would say later in life. I mean, they say, in your 20s, it's that's kind of you generally know how to play and sing by that time, where I was just starting to scratch the surface.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
Sorry, I was I had a question and I was that's gone. At what age do you recall writing your first song?
What was that?
At what age do you recall writing your first song?
Oh, it was probably in my teens. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't sing and play it at the same time, but it was I was putting things down. I actually sang and played a song in my first band, probably a couple songs in my first band, in the punk band.
Okay.
But it's pretty easy to compose a punk song on bass. It's, it was Ramones type. Yeah. In fact, there was a couple songs. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, do you have another song for us?
Yeah.
Great. What are you going to play for us next?
This song is exclusive to your show.
Awesome.
I've never recorded this. I don't know if I ever will. I'd like to. I like it a lot.
Sweet.
It's called No Forward. You're always looking back. You can get past the past. Keep your distance. Many years away. But it's your insistence that you stay. There is no forward. There is no is no forward.
No Forward, correct? Is that right? No Forward?
Yeah.
Awesome. No Forward by Tender Mercy, live from a basement. I'm going to the concert calendar really quick. And